K100rs, not just the Taurus. Who's there? How's it? Just check how cool this works. How awesome is this? I love it. Even put my gloves in there. Digging my tank bag. Once cleaned my visor, Durban Road, and obviously it's in Belleville. So a lot of people drink a lot, and as I cleaned it I could smell the puke. So somebody had a late night out and puked in their car most probably. And then my visor stank. Cool. Filled up, ready to go. Just have to look how cool this is. I don't think I haven't showed this yet. Just press and you grab there. How awesome is that, eh? Eva Bron. That's quite cool. Grab you guys so you can see me, I can see you. Hi, how are you guys? Welcome back to the Motorcycle Preservation Society YouTube channel. So today we're preserving some more history and just plain fun for me of my 89 BMW K100rs. So it's after work and I felt like riding. The bike's basically sorted. Fuel gauge is sorted, the front brake sensor is sorted. There's a lot of stuff that's say known issues, but stuff that didn't stand the test of time. But luckily, there's a lot of information. There's various forums that's still active, and it has loads of information. I'll put a picture here maybe of one of the service manuals. You could basically fix the whole bike. The friend of mine that had a K75 did mention it as well, and I'm astonished. For example, the fuel level sensor you could fix by opening up the tank cap. You can remove the fuel pump from the top. It's not like in the modern bikes where everything goes in from the bottom. I don't know why they do it in hindsight now. The only thing that goes through the bottom is the fuel sender's wire, but and the wires for the pump actually, but everything else comes from the top. It's crazy. So I replaced the fuel filter. I'll put a picture in here as well. It's from 98, so this is an 89 model, so somebody has replaced the fuel filter, but she's running a lot better with the fuel. It was surging at certain throttle positions, so yeah, that solved that issue. I was thinking it might have been the injector cleaner, but that did not resolve that issue completely. I still have one bottle of half a bottle of injector cleaner I'm going to put through it just for in case. But yeah, the bike's running awesome. We're just out of town here. We're heading to Langebaan. How was the intro? Was it quite cool? So there's a few things that's quite nice about a bike. For example, the knee pads. It's got very, very nice knee pads. Unfortunately, you have to remove it every time you want to do anything on the bike. But you know, when you ride behind a truck and it almost like creates a vortex and sucks you in almost. It almost feels like you're getting pushed forward. Now you get that same feeling sitting on the bike. It's quite surreal actually. It's a very comfy bike to sit on and do miles on. I'm quite enjoying it. As I mentioned, I did put a tank bag on now. I love it. I have my camera in the front there. We're going to hopefully get some nice sunset shots. Got my GPS on. That's mostly for when I'm eventually going into the bush. I did mention I bought this Bell helmet. I know Bell is a brand, isn't it? Yeah, it's very noisy. It's a very I tested it with my camera and the mic. Can hear basically nothing. I'm riding with the earplugs actually. I can't even hear my cardo on the full blast. So yeah, that helmet might go down the road again. I did buy it second hand. The guy did He was wondering when I bought it, the way we interacted, I didn't think he was happy with it. He bought another helmet as well. I didn't ask the question, but I assumed as much, but the price is right. So yeah, so we'll jump on the bike. I put it on a little hyperlapse. We're going to go through the West Coast National Park. I might stop there by the old brick house, and yeah, I'm going to go visit some family and a friend, and then yeah, we'll probably scoot back in the dark. We'll see how it goes. It's about 100+ kilometers on the R27, and yeah, we'll take you along. Thanks. Smile on my dial. Such a fun bike, eh? Running like a top, eh? As I mentioned, you can basically do everything on this bike yourself. It's so cool. Having a blast. Just thought I'd stop here quickly. It's actually one of the bird hides. Geelbek voelskuiling. So I'm not going to walk all the way down there now, as I'm a bit of a rush. We're chasing the sunset today. But it's such a beautiful marshland. I tell people, even if you're not into birding, which I'm not really, I like stars a lot more. It's still a very nice scenic walk and stop to do. There's a few. There's another one way over there. But just have a look at it. It's crazy. And I have a large variety of animals, birds and other, in this park. I haven't actually been through the park in a while. The last time I rode through here was with a TZR 125, and it was the day I sold it. I advertised it, and I always wanted to ride 125 cc's in school days to Langebaan, and eventually, many years after 20 years after I was out of school, I eventually built up one, and I had a guy to help me fix it, Jannie two-stroke, and I rode it to Langebaan, and the guy replied on my ad saying he's going to buy it as long as it makes it back, and it made it back, and he bought it, and he still has the bike till today. That's the last time I rode through the park, so it's bringing back a lot of memories. It's quite cool, eh? Flamingos and So yeah, we're gonna make another stop quickly, and yeah, and then we'll be in Langebaan. We're about, I don't know, 10 k's out. The bike's running flawlessly. Yes, it's so cool. I must say, for the money I paid, I keep on going about the money, but it is a factor. For the money I paid for the bike, for what you get, the experience. Just look here, where we are. And yeah, as I mentioned, the fuel sender unit I fixed. It's got a little board that works with resistance, and that was actually just gunked up. I first fixed that, then I realized the actual float ball had a little crack in it and it sank. So that actually probably why it gunked up, because it never moved. So I fixed that with Pratley steel. I was researching a bit what you can put in fuel, like super glue, but apparently it breaks down over time. So Pratley steel is an African product once again. Fixed the float level, so the fuel gauge is working. I had to fix the front brake lever. There was a nice write-up motor brick. There's a few forums, as I mentioned, that has loads of information. Actually, part number was a 60 Rand part, which is about, I don't know, $0.5 I'm guessing. And I had soldered on a little loom wire, and front brake switch is working. It's awesome. Now I must say the bike is this far justifying itself. As I mentioned, it's got to earn its keep, and this far I'm having a blast. I'm wanting to ride the rear tire gone. It's all 2015. Ugh. And it's got a Brilli Angel. I'm going to put an Angel GT on the rear as well. This old Battle Axe 2013. So yeah, I can't wait for this. Does feel a bit, I think I mentioned in the first video about the rear, and I think it's actually most or part of the tire as well that's very hard and old. Cool. We'll put a hyperlapse on again. I'm just going to have a restroom break behind a tree, and then we'll stop there by the old building on the hill. Langebaan is over there. We'll head that way now. So that I think it was open or is open sometimes, that you can go into the house. They've got history there, but it's quite cool that they build a house on the rock. I think it's quite cool. Oh. K100rs, not just for tourists. Who's there? Oh, beautiful, eh? A lot of things in South Africa that's not so bad, eh? You have the occasional crisis. Will be lost. Wow. Good. Good job. So they did change the times for the park speaking to the winter. Usually up here at sunset, but we didn't miss that. The park actually closing in half an hour. We've got about an hour and a half. And start you quickly by Sharp Lane. I think we get the sunset. Yeah. This thing is a lot more planted. It is definitely not a low. As far as I know, the K100R is a K1 has the same chassis, double link, and shaft, and all that. They share a lot of parts there, even the discs and the frame thing. This is more a K1 with different theory than actually a K75 or K100. But anyway, so it is low to the ground. Cruises at highways, things like that. So companies, I mentioned about a ferry, it was such shame. So the BMW did use the wind tunnel. They did have that due to the cars they're manufacturing, so they did have access to it, which is quite interesting. It seems that not most motorcycle manufacturers back then at least have access. The park actually runs all the way across. This is the good ocean house. It's quite nice, eh? So we're gonna loading quickly here as I've got sun setting and family waiting. Just poured in the last of the injector cleaner. Let's go quickly explore Langebaan. I've been having a lot of issues with the mics, various issues. Full of beer cans. But it's all been not allowed to drink here. So yeah, so I've actually bought a mic, a field, Zoom field mic. But yeah, the wind was blowing up there. See the house up there. And the actual little sponge blew off. I think that's contributing to it. This is actually the first time I'm really testing the mic. Jury is still out. At this point I spent more on audio equipment than on video equipment, trying to get the audio right. It's got grunt at the bottom, and then from about 6-7 it cools. It reminds me, as I mentioned a few times, about the BMW K100rs. The VTEC specifically, so I think it's actually a little dead spot on this before it runs. But yeah, no, it's I'm gonna keep on saying it. You need to remind me to stop saying it at some point, but yeah, money up there, eh? Fuel gauge working, heat gauge working. The fan actually came on, was riding by the riding by the beach the other day. It's quite hot, and yeah, the fan came on. Actually, there's a few guys that complained about it, me too. It was above half before it came on. The light also comes on. At that point I wasn't about to switch the mic off. Unfortunately, there's no, like in the bikes I know, it's got a thermostat switch you can just swap out, which is just a on-off switch with temperature. But this one works from the computer as a relay. You can bypass, you can piggyback the relay and just put a switch in to turn it on manually. But it opens up different questions like the constant rated. Is the fan basically made to run permanently and not just for like a 30-second burst? There's people that burn fuses, there's people that burn up the fans. So yeah, that said, apparently the cooling system was overspec for this, but I think it's just the nature of where we stay here in South Africa. 30 degrees Celsius plus, some days 40, riding slowly, and yeah, no moving air. I do plan, or was planning, taking this to the veld, bush to take some photos. Not heavy off-road stuff, basic stuff I would take the BMW K100 on. But yeah, I'm contemplating that now, seeing that you will do a lot of first gear, second gear riding, especially when there is some loose rocks and stuff, which will bring the speed down. So I'm not so stoked about that. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I was thinking again of maybe the manual switch just really when it's necessary. Maybe the OEM stuff is sufficient, but I would be surprised, as I mentioned, the fan came on riding on the beach on the tar, and you're doing a good, I don't know, 40, and if it comes on there, it will most definitely come on. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm thinking maybe of additional. I think on this model they put as knee guards, and as I mentioned, it covers the wind quite nice. So it's a very. I took my hand out earlier behind the fairing. I was testing to see if my fix it worked, and it felt perfect, the right angle. And yes, when I took my hand off out of the fairing, it almost took the glove off.
So it's yeah, it's quite crazy. I might scoot past here if the sun is setting. I'll see how the time allows me. It's high tide, yeah, beautiful. Yeah. You can walk here on the sand if it's not high tide. Yeah, beautiful. Hopefully got a few stops to make and not so much time. It's a weekday. Still have to get to work. Stuck in town. I'm actually going away the weekend racing again in PE. It's quite a busy, so sorry for the videos, they're a bit scattered. Consistency. I'm trying to release one a week on Fridays. But yeah, so Thursday morning I'm going to PE again, touch wood with Kosterman and having a blast racing. We had some issues going to Bloom with the combi. This combi it's fixed. It's got 40 to 50,000 km. It's the first time taking issue. That's quite confident it's fine. But yeah, so we'll see. Go to PE and then yeah, the weekend after we're racing at Killarney, the local track, and then yeah, Easter weekend is going. I'm gonna pop in here to the All Age Jump quickly and I'll see you guys later. Hopefully for the sunset. I'm safe. So yeah, Gert's packed, getting to PE. Anyway, it was quite a nice ride. My Pink Floyd shirt on, and I was looking out at the stars. You can see the Milky Way. It was quite cool. Crazy, about 100 kilometers difference, mate. Can't even see the Milky Way from where I am now. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah. Eva ran lekker. Probeer die hier te nou. Didn't miss a beat. Loving the bike. Thanks for following. Please click and subscribe. Some content soon, and then we're racing this the weekend.